Go now and save the multiverse.
Hello, this is Trog, and welcome to another episode of Breach SMP. Today we will be burrowing down underneath Bedrock and digging this giant hole. But first, I want to cover spawning grass, because it needs a makeover. Now that we have spawn covered in grass, I wanted to work on the main project of today. And as you can see, I've already broken the bedrock down in one of our mines using this bedrock shard that wasn't working before. There is an update to the data pack, and it actually does this now that anytime you equip any special items, it does this. Or something similar. So this one is a block breaking sound and then some bedrock particles, but there are, I think now there are two or three other items like it, and they all do different things. So there's like a flapping noise for the Hermes feather when that's activated, and there's like a little potion bottle sound for the health boost one. There's a whole bunch of all these really cool items, and I plan on releasing this data pack once I am complete. Once the server's done, I plan on releasing the data pack. But look at this. We now have an opening in the bedrock where we can go underneath. I did record breaking this, but the footage got corrupted, so unfortunately you guys didn't get to see it, but it was just a lot of breaking obsidian, to be honest. It was throwing potions, breaking obsidian, and doing it over and over again. But now that we have this complete, I wanted to make this build special. I wanted to actually make it a build as opposed to just a 5x5 hole. I want to make it similar to something I have in a creative world, where it is basically a hole with some like tentacles or tendrils coming out of it, and I think it will look really, really cool if I'm able to pull that off. And so far I was actually able to in the creative world, so now I just have to work with what I got in survival and get that finished. So without further ado, let's start. So the first thing I'm doing is digging out this circle area, so it's gonna look like it's broken, the world is broken, and like something's broken through. It's like something that's coming from underneath as opposed to just like digging down. It's gonna look like something broke out into the world, and that's kind of what I want to go with for this. So that's gonna give it that look. Wow, that wall is actually looking really good. I spent the least amount of time on that wall, and it's looking really, really good. I don't think there's anything I would change about it. It looks like it was broken up and whatnot. These walls here are looking really good too. Some of them look a little polished. I hope that that's gonna come out when we add the tendrils coming out. And I'm gonna use coal blocks for those, as you could probably see from the picture I added from my creative world. But as of right now, I'm just going to use leaves as a placeholder because I don't have that much coal. I don't know that anyone on the server has that much coal. So I'm going to take a big risk here, and I don't have I don't have any shears, so we're just going to have to eyeball this, and I think that's the best way to do it. Yep. Even in the dark, this is looking really good. So I think that is where I'm going to leave this build off until I get the coal blocks in order to make all of this happen. As you can imagine, it's going to be a lot of coal blocks. These are 3x3s, or these are 3 wides, and they go all the way down there. So it's going to be a little pricey. But since I have a blaze farm, I'm not going to be using any coal for this furnace anymore, or whatever furnaces I do make. I am going to be using the blaze rods, which I have another like 6 stacks back at home, so back over in the nether, so it'll be good. So now that this is created over there, looking really good, we need to go to spawn, break a hole in the bedrock, and make that hub area for the bedrock travel, or void travel, I guess. You go underneath the bedrock to travel down there. Okay, so I have made a TNT duper up here, and might as well start the replay mod while I'm at it. Okay, so hopefully when I flick this lever, it's not going to explode the whole thing. And okay, no. Perfect. So I'm just going to be doing this, flicking the lever every time a TNT explodes, and we are going to make it all the way down to bedrock with this. And I picked this spot in spawn because not too many people were here. It's kind of out of the way and a little close to the other shops, so I could potentially do a recruitment area, kind of like the Brotherhood of the Golem, but only for my witch coven. So that'll be fun. But I'm going to dig the rest of this down to bedrock. And boom. Okay, that was the last one. And we have exposed all of the bedrock. Now we just got to go down there and break it with our potions. And I'm not going to do that on camera. That's really tedious. It's just breaking bedrock, throwing potions. Well, it's breaking obsidian by throwing potions on the bedrock and turning it into obsidian. At some point, I'm going to do a whole overview video of just the magical special items that the Breach SMP has, because there are a lot of different ones, and there's going to be more and more as the season progresses. So if you want to see those, let me know in the comments, and I can explain them now, or I can make a video later. But I will release this data pack at some point. I know I said it in a recent recording, I don't know when, but I will release this data pack at the end of the season so that everyone can have these items, and I will add a crafting menu for them so everyone can craft them instead of just getting them like we do from server events. Now that I have the hole burrowed, I actually asked Zakima to join me, and unfortunately I lost my voice footage, but I still have the game Zakima's voice and the game footage. So, yeah, I'm just going to voice over this part and give you some of the highlights. So what we figured out is that we're going to need potion effects when we go down there because it was difficult for Zakima to see.
Wait, I don't see you.
And that's just because it's too dark. So we're going to need a a night vision potion. And I was also thinking about doing slow fall potions when people went through, because that makes it easier to fly around. But as you can see, we had some chunk issues that should be fixed in 1.14.4. And yeah, those 2 potions will be given to people once they go down. So they'll be flying down the hole and they'll hit a tripwire and 2 potions will fall. At least that's the plan. There'll be potions of lingering, so that whenever they pass through a certain area, they'll be able to get that. And that will probably be a little expensive for me, but I think it'll be worth it in the end, because I'll have this fun little way to get around, I think. Another issue that we figured out was that it's kind of difficult to navigate down there.
I kind of lost you.
You just have to use the coordinates, and sometimes you think that you're not going to make it because it's just scary. If you don't make it, you're dead. And that was kind of the fun part too. It made it exciting. So I plan on potentially making a few areas where I've broken a bit of bedrock and replaced a few blocks just to point in the direction of where you're supposed to be going. And that might be a little difficult. It might be a little expensive, but again, it's going to be worth it in the long run, because I don't think I've ever seen anyone do a type of transportation like this before. So yeah, we made it through. No one died. It wasn't bad. It just was a little scary for the first run. So I'm so excited for that. But today's episode's going to be a little short. There's a special event happening pretty soon that I have to get to on the server. So it's actually going to be changing the server world, so I won't be able to record for a bit. But I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.